Not been a great 24 hours for Angel Reese, as it seems that she has been rejected. We have now found out twice, but we have found out that she rejected Angel Reese at the draft. One by Team USA coach Cheryl Reeve. We're not big fans of her on this channel.
Angel Reese, college superstar, just got the cold shoulder from the WNBA. Meanwhile, Gabby Williams is signing with the Seattle Storm. Is this the craziest WNBA offseason ever? You will find this unbelievable. Angel Reese was passed over by Team USA coach Cheryl Reeve. Yes, you did indeed hear that. The same Cheryl Reeve who has been an incredible head coach of the Minnesota Lynx. Everyone was taken aback. Supporters were going crazy, and analysts, they were unable to interpret it. Thus, what led Reeve to make this absurd call? As it happens, she was a little worried. She doubted that Reese would be able to contribute to the team's strategy. And get this, she was concerned about the possible impact on squad veteran Sylvia Fowles. Isn't that pretty advanced thinking? Here's where it gets really crazy though. Reeve chose for Elisa Peely rather than Reese. Now, don't misunderstand, Peely is talented. However, notice that she has only been playing for 6.4 minutes on average every game. 6'4", barely enough time to work up a sweat with that.
But we have found out that she rejected Angel Reese at the draft. One by Team USA coach Cheryl Reeve. We're not big fans of her on this channel.
That ought to be the end of it, right? Nope. The Minnesota Lynx went above and above. In the draft, they really traded down in order to avoid selecting Angel Reese. Is that really true? It seemed as though they were fleeing from her. Let's take a moment to dissect this. Reese wasn't just passed over by Reeve and the Lynx. They made special efforts to ensure they wouldn't have to choose her. That's like a whole new level of thanks but no thanks. It goes beyond simple lack of confidence. I understand your thoughts at this point. Perhaps Reeve noticed something we missed. We may not be able to see her master strategy just yet, but really, we're talking about Angel Reese here. Everyone believed the girl who was a definite thing for the WNBA was the one who would dominate college basketball. Now let's consider it in context. Isn't it like being at a buffet and right in front of you is this delicious steak that is just fantastic, but you choose to eat the day-old salad instead of reaching for it? That's how this feels in certain ways. There are many who speculate that Reeve may eventually suffer from severe seller's remorse. And to be really honest, that wouldn't surprise me. Long-term discussion will surround this choice, particularly if Reese turns out to be wrong and proves everyone else wrong. Problem is though, that Angel Reese is no longer the only subject of this. The entire affair is shedding light on the selection process used by WNBA teams. It's posing some significant queries to us. For example, what do coaches actually look for? To what extent does success in college truly matter? And rather than focusing on a player's inherent skill, are we perhaps placing too much emphasis on how well they might fit into a team? Consider it. Given Reese's impressive resume, what does this indicate for future college athletes hoping to make it big in the NBA? It appears as though the participants were unaware of the recent changes to the game's rules. In all of this, let's not overlook the fans. Envision being an Angel Reese enthusiast, filled with anticipation for draft day, only to witness your preferred player being passed over in such a manner. It must hurt, surely. Enter Gabby Williams, just when you thought things for Angel Reese could get any stranger. We're not talking about just any player here. Williams has an incredible track record and is a straight-up baller. Let's dissect it. Williams is Olympic caliber, not simply excellent.
She's signing, and guys, defensively, she's real. French Olympic hero Gabby Williams is coming back to the WNBA now.
During the gold medal game, she led France in scoring and was just a few points away from defeating Team USA. We're dealing with that kind of player here. However, it doesn't end there. Williams has been dominating the WNBA. She was a Seattle Storm starter in every game during the previous campaign. 36 games of sheer hustle, averaging 7.5 points and 5 rebounds are what we're talking about.
With the LA Sparks, Williams started all 36 games that season, averaging 7.5, 5 rebounds, and earning all defensive second team honors. As
she even earned recognition as a member of the all-defensive second team. Coaches salivate over that kind of athlete, and opponents can't sleep at night. This is where things start to become pretty intriguing. Williams recently signed with the Seattle Storm, and it appears that they upended Reese's plans. Do you recall Reese's attempt to sign Williams to the Chicago Sky? Yes, that was a poor decision. Reese may now have to play against Williams on the court rather than next to her. What a turn of events.
All right, Angel Reese just a few days ago tried recruiting her, and this is officially blown up in her face. Okay, now that the gold medal game is over, would you like to be a part of the Chicago Sky again? Or we could just play together for a different organization. They did me dirty, girl. Well, here we are.
This action on the part of Storm, it takes more than just finding a talented athlete. It's just a straightforward chess move. They have Williams as their secret weapon as they prepare for a big postseason push. It seems as though they are asking, do you believe you can manage us? All right, pay attention to this. What does all of this signify for Angel Reese then? It seems as though she has entered a completely different realm. The WNBA is a completely different animal than NCSO basketball, and with athletes like Williams putting on strong plays, the competition has become even more intense. Consider it. Expectations are high for Reese as he enters the league. She now has opponents, though, who have demonstrated their mettle on the grandest platforms worldwide. All defensive honors and Olympic medals are more than simply fancy titles. They serve as evidence that athletes like Williams are capable of competing with the greatest. Not to be overlooked is Williams' dedication. This young lady is so committed to her craft that she skipped a portion of the 2023 WNBA season in order to train with the French national squad. That's the level of concentration and willpower Reese faces. Reese appears to be thinking she's ready for the major leagues, much like when she walks into a boxing ring, but now she's going up against a heavyweight champion instead of another novice. Williams is not only gifted, she is also driven and has experience facing challenges. The signing of Williams by the Storm, it's shaking things up in the league. It involves more than just one team becoming more potent. It's about holding everyone to a higher standard. Rookies similar to Reese, if they want to have an effect, they will need to significantly raise their game. You have to ask yourself what's going through Reese's head at the moment. Does she sense the strain? Is she having self-doubt? Is she feeling motivated to prove everyone incorrect, or is this setting her on fire? There's little doubt about it, the WNBA won't wait for Reese to catch up. Williams and other players are dictating the rapid tempo. Reese will need to quickly adjust if she hopes to stay aloft. Now, let's discuss what lies ahead for Angel Reese. We've never seen anything like this girl's path from collegiate superstar to WNBA rookie. She's got everyone talking, but not always for the reasons you may think. Do you recall how dominant Reese was in college? She was setting records left and right and putting up ridiculous statistics. The problem is that some individuals began to murmur about stat padding. Reese is allegedly merely amassing easy points and rebounds to accentuate her physical attributes. Is that really true? It appears as though they are attempting to downplay everything she has accomplished. This is where things become really fascinating though. Not just any coach, though. Cheryl Reeve is the one who passed on Reese. She is the coach of Team USA. This implies that Reese may suffer some very negative long-term effects as a result of her choice. Consider this, the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028 aren't all that far off. Reese may need to go through Reeve in order to represent Team USA. How embarrassing. Now, let's take a moment to get genuine. A few major problems in the WNBA are being brought to light by this entire situation. People are beginning to inquire about the decision-making process used by coaches. Are they focusing on the appropriate subjects? Exist any prejudices at work? These days, the system as a whole is at issue rather than simply Reese. Some people argue that rather than selecting the best player available, coaches should be more concerned with how a player fits into their system. Others believe that players may be hindered by some antiquated ideas. In any case, it's evident that being a skilled player isn't the only requirement for success in the WNBA. However, what's the deal? For Angel Reese, this might be the best thing that has ever happened. Yes, you did hear me correctly. It's sometimes the exact thing you need to fall and rise back up stronger. Reese is a warrior at heart, and she now has something to prove. Consider it. She has the opportunity to prove to Cheryl Reeve and the others that they were mistaken each and every time they step onto the court. That level of drive? It's strong stuff. Perhaps we are witnessing the beginning of history's greatest redemption tale. Remember that Reese is still a young person. She still has time to develop, change up her approach, and disprove everyone who doubts her. Reese has the skill to meet the challenge of the WNBA, which is a very different game than college. Another thing to think about is that becoming great isn't always a straight line. Examine a few of the most well-known figures in basketball history. Michael Jordan's high school team was eliminated. Major colleges passed over Steph Curry. They turned that setback into gasoline, and see where that landed them. That same fire is inside Reese. Every time she plays, it's evident in her eyes. She now plays for every child who has been told they are not talented enough and every player who has been disregarded or undervalued, rather than simply herself. Without a doubt, Reese faces genuine obstacles ahead of him. She will be facing athletes who have dominated the league for years, the best of the best. But isn't that what makes sports so beautiful? It matters more where you finish than where you begin. That being said, Angel Reese's future will not be simple. She has a lot of expectations to live up to, instructors to impress, and doubters to quiet. However, what's the deal? I wouldn't take a chance on her. This girl has talent, ambition, and a growing sense of entitlement. That combo is risky.